Hello and welcome to this new video from Olfert&Co. As always, my name is Tobias and it's really nice that you've tuned in again today because today is the day we introduce you to a gold watch, which actually doesn't happen very often. On our channel it's rather a rarity, but it has indeed happened that the Tissot PRX series has been complemented with a gold model, and indeed with a version that, in our opinion, is definitely very worth seeing. This is the Damian Lillard Special Edition. For those who don't know him or aren't familiar with basketball, he is a basketball player. And in collaboration with Dot's Damian Lillard, Tissot has now released this new PX version, truly in a beautiful yellow gold black dial. And the details of this watch and this finesse, we'll just take a look at them together in the next few minutes. I'm definitely curious about what you think of it. I definitely believe that it is one of the best and most successful PRX models out there. So since it's a bit difficult to do this remotely, we'll switch to the next camera and take a look at the watch up close. Enjoy. So now we have the Damian Lillard Special Edition right in front of us. And some might say like this, there was already a similar model, that's correct. The Tissot PRX already exists in gold, but with a champagne dial. But now, as mentioned, Tissot has decided in collaboration with Damian Lillard to release such a beautiful piece. In terms of dimensions, nothing has actually changed. We still have the 40mm case. We also have a stainless steel case, then covered with a PVD coating, or rather, overlaid. The whole thing gives a very high quality impression, and even with the existing golden PRX models that are already on the market, no negative experiences have been made so far. This means the coating seems to hold up really well. That gives confidence, but Tissot has been in the game for a long time and knows what works best. As mentioned, technically speaking, nothing has changed. We have the 40mm case diameter, and we still have sapphire glass on the front. On the back we have mineral glass with a corresponding dedication. But we'll take another look at that together in a moment. In detail, let's start by taking a closer look at the dial here, because there's definitely plenty to see, to be honest. Because at first glance one might think, here with the PRX, the Della Special Edition, it's just the dial that's black, but no, far from it. There's more that has changed. At first glance we have the second hand here, which at the start or end point at the back features Damian Lillard's monogram. I think that's a really nice detail. Unfortunately we can't capture it any sharper, but it definitely makes a really great impression. And the dial here doesn't have the classic clou de Paris as we know it from the regular automatic models, but in this case it's supposed to be lots of zeros, or rather you can see there are lots of zeros in a row because Damian Lillard's jersey number is number 0, so the digit 0. And accordingly, this has been wonderfully implemented. I think it suits the watch perfectly, and even from a distance it just looks chic. Up close you have this finesse and it's really enjoyable. I think it's great that Tissot has gone into such details, because the details go even further. If we tilt the watch a little, then we have it here. In the Rio, meaning inside the bezel, there are also engravings. To see, we have on the left, Damian, and on the right side here, time. So Damian time. This is a phrase that Damian Lillard has used accordingly, and often in his games to show. Now it begins, right? But that's not all. Let's turn the whole thing around. There we have 2 more corresponding engravings. This DD Kicker is a dedication to the family, to Damian Lillard's children. These are the initial letters, so the whole thing is very personal. And here, again, Ikuti. And that stands for you know what time it is. And, accordingly, it can be found again in the whole basketball sport, inspired by Damian Lillard, corresponding quotes that he often uses. I find it pretty cool that Tissot has included such details here. And the details go even further when we look at the case back here. There we have an outline of Damian Lillard as he makes a basket, or rather, not making the basket, but making his sign. He very much likes to always put his finger on the spot where the watch usually is, and you know what time it is. And then it starts. Then it's Dame time. I find it pretty cool that Tissot, as mentioned, has included such details here. On the back, it also says Damian Lillard Special Edition. The glass back here is made of mineral glass, not sapphire glass. But at this point we also see again at the strap lugs that we have quick release spring bars installed here. This means we can change the strap without any tools. We are already used to that from the PX area. So I'm curious about what you really think of the watch. We really like it. A beautiful combination of gold and black. It's a nice gold tone, kept beautifully matte, which I personally like very much. You don't see fingerprints on it so quickly. You often have that with gold models or generally coated models, but here it's actually not the case. I personally find the case great. So first about the finesse and details of the watch. We also have luminous material installed, as we know from the PX, so it is really suitable for any situation. 100 meters of water resistance, and what more do you need? Let's first quickly measure the case diameter here. The case dimensions. We have 40 millimeters here in diameter. The height is approximately 10.5 centimeter, and a high clearance because the whole thing is almost flush. It's around 50 millimeters, but ultimately the case is a touch flatter, a touch smaller. But to be fair, you actually have to include the first link, because that is essentially part of the case. Let's come back to the price. Everyone might briefly think now. Special edition, smaller quantity, so many refinements, changes to the model. It must be much more expensive, but it actually isn't. We are exactly at the same price point as the classic gold-colored version. That means €8.95, which I definitely find fair, priced by Tissot, so that no one makes a difference. Now, however, I would say let's take a look at the model on the wrist. So, now it's time. Now you see the watch here on my wrist. As always, 18 to 18.5 centimeters in circumference. And I might not necessarily be the right skin type for this watch. However, with a bit of a tan, it certainly looks better. I still find the watch incredibly good. I can also imagine that this is a golden watch you might want to add to your portfolio. But what do you think? Take a look at it. Simply put, successful class finish, beautiful flat design as we are used to from the PX. And then the whole thing here in yellow gold without being too flashy. Of course, a golden watch always stands out, but it's due to this matte finish. It actually appears much more pleasant. I've already uploaded 1 or 2 pictures on Instagram of the watch. You can see it there again. So with a black helmet, with a white helmet, it just looks cool. So for anyone looking to add a fitting addition to their portfolio, or has always been looking for a golden PRX with a black dial, this is exactly the right place, and can check out the Damian Lillard Special Edition in more detail. Currently, to be fair, the delivery times are catastrophic. The demand for the watches is enormous. Unfortunately, you have to wait a long time. It's best to place a pre-order so that you don't come up with the idea in the summer that you want to have it, because unfortunately we know this from the Ice Blue PX from last year or the chronograph. It just takes a very long time because the watch is already so well received, and that's even though no advertising has been done yet. So in that sense, that's all there is to it. Feel free to take the information with you. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Contact us directly, however you prefer. Give us a call. And yes, if you have the opportunity, take a look at it. Ideally, put it on your wrist and add it to your collection, I would say. But in that sense, thank you very much for watching. Take care. Please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. That way you won't miss any of our future videos. But in that sense, all the best to you. Have a great weekend and see you next time. Bye.